Hi, I'm Ridhima. Welcome to the Old Trunk. Today I'm talking about some disturbing books that I really want to read. Books that have been on my bookshelves or on my mind whispering to me, read me if you dare. So it all started with me reading ALittleLife, a book I went into knowing it was going to be heavy, but I still found myself thinking, wow, this is nice. Not in a happy, conventional, comforting way, but in the sense that it completely consumed me. A detailed review of ALittleLife is up on my channel. I'll link the video in the description. Please be sure to watch it. And the more I read it, the more I realized I want more of this. There's something about disturbing books that pulls me in. Maybe it's the way they explore human behavior or how they force you to sit with discomfort. Okay, so now on with the books that I want to read. The first book I'd like to read is Lapvona by Ottessa Moshfegh. This one has been calling my name for a while. Ottessa Moshfegh is one of those authors who just knows how to get under your skin. Lapvona is set in a medieval village, and from what I hear, it is grimy, grotesque, and absolutely unhinged. I'm expecting body horror, moral corruption, and just a general sense of why am I reading this, which is exactly what I signed up for. The next book that I want to read is The Vegetarian by Kane. This book has been haunting my TBR for years. Kane's The Vegetarian is supposedly one of the most unsettling psychological books out there. It starts with a woman deciding to stop eating meat after a disturbing dream, and from there things spiral. And when I say spiral, I mean into obsession, alienation, and some truly surreal horror. It's one of those books that makes you question reality, and I think I love that. Okay, so the next book that I'd like to read is Paradais by Fernanda Melchor. Fernanda Melchor is an author I've been meaning to read because of what I've heard is because her books are supposed to be brutal, not just in terms of subject matter, but in the way she writes. Paradais is a short but intense novel that deals with violence, obsession, and power. It's one of those books I might have to mentally prepare myself for, but I know once I pick it up, I won't be able to look away. Okay, so now the next book that is on my list is Ghost Wall by Sarah Moss. Okay, so this is one of those short, eerie books that sounds quiet but is actually screaming under the surface. Ghost Wall follows a girl whose family is a part of historical reenactment gone, well, wrong. I've heard the tension in this book is suffocating and that it explores power and violence and survival in ways that leave me unsettled long after I finish it. And probably that's what's pulling me towards it. Okay, so the next book is Tampa by Alyssa Nutting. Now, I have heard very polarizing things about this book. Some either really like it, some do not. But nonetheless, I want to read. So this one I already know is going to make me deeply uncomfortable. Tampa follows a young, attractive teacher who is, let's just say, highly inappropriate. It's supposed to be deeply unsettling because of how it flips narratives we're used to seeing. And I'm expecting it to be provocative, controversial, and something I will probably need to discuss with somebody once I finish it. Okay, so coming to the next book that I absolutely want to read this year is The Sluts by Dennis Cooper. Now, Dennis Cooper is an author I've been meaning to read for a while, but I also know I have to be ready for it. Now, I don't think anyone picks up a Dennis Cooper expecting it to be a light read, and Sluts is no exception. His writing is known for being dark, boundary pushing, and absolutely relentless. This one explores themes of obsession, youth, and power dynamics in ways that are supposed to be disturbing, but also deeply compelling. I already know it's going to be a ride, and I'm going to love that ride. Okay, now the next book that I want to read is Paradais, wrote by Jenny Wall. Okay, now, so Jenny Wall is known for her surreal, unsettling writing, and Paradise Rot is supposed to be deeply weird and uncomfortable. It's about a woman who moves to a foreign country and slowly starts losing her grip on reality. I've heard it has a fever dream quality, mixing body horror with an eerie, almost hallucinatory atmosphere. Honestly, I have no idea what to expect, but that's part of why I want to read it so badly. Okay, now we're reaching the end of my pile. The next book I'd like to read is Sarah Kane's Complete Plays. Okay, now, if you know, Sarah Kane's plays are infamous for how brutally they explore mental illness, violence, and human suffering. I already expect these plays to be devastating, but I'm also fascinated by the way Kane plays with language, structure, and raw emotion. Her work is supposed to be some of the most unsettling in modern theatre, and I have a feeling this collection is going to be a lot, but I'm ready. Okay, so the next book on my TBR is Notice by Heather Lewis. Okay, so now a little bit of a story time. I came to know about this book, or this book came onto my radar thanks to Criminoli. So shout out to him for introducing me to what sounds like an incredibly unsettling read. I really love his channel. So if I don't think so anybody doesn't know him, but if you don't know him, please check out his videos. They're really good. Okay, so coming back to the book. Notice by Heather Lewis is supposed to be dark, disturbing, and completely unflinching in how it explores trauma and power. I don't see this book talked about often, but from what I've heard, it's one of those stories that gets under your skin and stays there. Definitely one I need to mentally prepare for, but I know it's going to be a very powerful read. And the last book that I absolutely want to read this year is Earthlings by Sayaka Murata. Okay, now, so I want to read Sayaka Murata's Convenience Store Woman, But I've heard Earthlings is a whole different level of unsettling. It starts off with what seems like a quirky, offbeat premise, but apparently it takes some wild turns. I've been warned that this book goes to some truly dark places, but that just makes me want to read it even more. I have no idea what I'm getting into, but I can't wait. So these are the books I'm gearing up to read. Books that promise to disturb, unsettle, and maybe haunt me a little. I might not read them all at once, but I'll definitely try to read as many as possible. And once I read them, I'll definitely talk to you about them extensively. Alright, if you've read any of these books, please let me know what I'm in for, and without spoilers, of course. And if you have recommendations for disturbing books that I can add to my list, please be sure to leave them in the comments, because clearly I need more and more of these in my life. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe, as by doing so you really help my channel grow. Also, press the bell icon, because I do not have a set schedule of posting as of now, so you will be notified of whenever I upload a new video. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, stay happy. Thanks for watching. Lots of love. Bye-bye.